A changing landscape in the real estate market. The commercial sector is trying a new business approach to catch up with the housing sector, where prices and sales have been soaring. A number of office building landlords are now turning to technology to lure small tech startups and hopefully rent out vacant office space. Diana Olick has our story.
In a sparse space in Crystal City, Virginia, more than a dozen small companies barely stand out from each other, but they are plugged into a fund that aims to serve them at every level.
What we're doing is kind of doing it top down from here. We're saying, hey, let's dangle all this money in front of these high growth companies and let's make them a compelling offer of where they can live, work, and play.
Venture capitalist Paul Singh has funded hundreds of startups, but recently he noticed a new niche.
The gap now is in the middle, where you have some revenue, whether it's $1 million in revenue, 7 or 10 people working for you. It's hard to raise the money you need at that gap, but it's also hard to find office space. Where do you actually put them?
If you're Singh's new $50 million Crystal Tech Fund, you put them here in a collaborative workspace owned by Vornado, one of the nation's largest publicly traded REITs, which also happens to be an investor in the fund.
Crystal City has always been and will continue to be sort of a strategic, value-oriented location. We happen to have 26 buildings, 8 million square feet in this location.
But the shrinking federal budget cost Vornado some of its usual government and defense tenants, so Scheer sought out a new strategy.
What we mean by that is, the creative types, the younger types, what we call in this area the STEM types, so science, technology, engineering, and math.
Types like Patrick Smith.
We are creating a network of chefs that make healthy meals.
Smith's power supply is both a beneficiary of the Crystal Tech Fund and a Vornado tenant.
I can grab Paul and ask him his opinion on something. I can talk to one of the other companies. There's a lot of synergies among all of us.
I really do think that when people look back at sort of what we're doing here, I think this will be kind of viewed as sort of the Venn diagram of venture capital, high growth companies, and city building.
In fact, Vornado is already planning to convert one of its office buildings into a 250-unit apartment building. So some of these new tech workers could have a very short commute home. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Diana Olick in Crystal City, Virginia.